Hello, guys. I know. I'm cutting it super duper very fine. We are live. The match is kicked off. Everybody's ready to go. I do have to warn you, I'm finishing my dinner. I'm absolutely starving. I wasn't planning to eat before the stream. I was planning to have my food after the stream. Unfortunately, my stomach decided that was not going to be the case. I was going to be starving. But I don't want to have you starting the match without me. So we're live. We're here. The match is kicked off. The timer's going. But you will have to bear with me for the first 2 to 3 minutes while I just finish off my dinner. I'm just so very organized. The problem is I make plans and then my stomach makes different plans. So thank you guys for being here. Welcome to Teacup Castle, where it's chaos as per bloody usual. However, we are in for a good match. We're in for Norway versus England. I think it's going to be a good one. Guys. I do apologize that I'm eating on the stream. I normally don't like to do it, but I'm starving. So, hello. This is the quietest you guys are literally ever going to see me. So do enjoy it. Oh, Madaweki. That was wasted. Wasted by Madaweki. Good run and then just wasted it at the end. That's all right, Harold. That's kind of how I am right now. I do apologize. Everyone's seen all the food inside my mouth. What I should do is just always know that I'm going to be hungry and eat. Is anybody confident about this match? I don't think it's like, I think it's going to be good, but I think it's going to be good because genuinely either team could win. By the way, the two players that were in doubt for England, both Declan Rice and Guehi, both in the lineup, which goes to show you. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm sure you'll all be shocked. I'm supporting Norway. I was saving these for the start of the season for United. Now, I know they're not quite dark enough to be Norway blue. They're a little bit darker than they look on the screen. But I am wearing blue and red for Norway. I'm going for Norway, guys. I've dressed as the Norway flag. Sort of. So, we've got the red top. We've got the blue earrings. Not, as I said, not quite dark enough, but close enough. So I've dressed myself as the Norway flag for this one. Sorry, guys, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Right, okay. I can sort of get organised now because I'm done eating. Let me wash it down with something real healthy. Saying a Coke. That was good. It was homemade Peking sauce, which I didn't plan to make. Oh, ball forward. Too much on it. Straight to the keeper. Okay. I'm here. I'm fully all the way here now, guys. Kind of. Let me get this set up so I can see your chats as well. Okay. Right. Now, let me go to the top. Daz was first today, guys. Well done to Daz. First, and says smash the likes. Good suggestion by Daz. Please do smash the likes because honestly, nothing else has gone to plan so far. So please do smash the like button. Poor ball through. Good run, Haaland. Bad ball through. Shem was second and said, please also smash the subscribe button. I mean, Daz and Shem were standing on business today. Then we had Rob. Then we had a little chat. Oh, we had a great little chat in there. There was Tom. Tom's at the pub. All boxed up. Says hello to absolutely everybody. Lovely Lucky in the chat as well. There's me letting you know I was having something to eat. And Mama Flossie, don't put any bloody spoilers in the chat, people. I don't care what other channels do. On this channel, no spoilers in the chat. Very straightforward. Don't do it. Let me see what else. Who else have we got? There's Hassan. Hello, Hassan. And lovely Luke. Harold here, but not quite here. Totally fair given the circumstances. 84 kilometers left for Harold. And Daz reckons it's going to be 2-2. That would send it to extra time and penalties. I don't know. I can't call this one. Norway have been very, very good. England, I feel, have been improving. As the tournament's gone on, England have got better. But Norway have been very good. And of course, they have the secret weapon, Erling Haaland. So we shall see. Offside there, Majaweki. Thomas Tuchel doesn't look too pleased with him for being offside. How are we feeling, folks? Who do we feel is having the better start so far? England or Norway? Much of a muchness. Nervous, excited. Konza had to get back there. Free kick to England. Rob reckons so far he feels the game is pretty even and he's feeling a bit nervous. Not to put words in Harold's mouth, but he also seemed a little nervous on the Discord. He said, he said he reckons that Norway are going to lose. I don't know. I don't know, Harold. I don't think it is a certainty that you lose. Maybe you do, but I don't think it's a certainty at all. $13 likes. Not so bad, guys. We're doing pretty okay. It's tough watching it when it's your own team. Like, I enjoy the watch-alongs thoroughly, but with United, I did find it much more difficult because I'm so bet into the match. When I'm doing it as, like, my team's not playing, it's much easier to sort of interact and chat away. The nerves do kick in. The nerves definitely do kick in when your own team is playing 100%. It's fast so far from both teams. Neither team is sitting in and defending. Sirloth there. Sirloth has the ball, making a bit of a run. Well done, Nico O'Reilly. That was good defending, Nico O'Reilly. Elliot Anderson was back to sort of give him a bit of moral support, but Nico O'Reilly did well, and I don't think he's had a particularly good tournament. He did well there, though. England have had more possession, it feels like. That might not be true. It feels like England have had more possession. But with the possession they've had, Norway have been very attacking. Out to Madueke again. And handball has been called. Oh my God, Infantino was waving at the crowd. Oh, please don't. I didn't think that was a great ball to Madueke, to be fair. There was a lot on it for him to try and control. But Norway have it here. England have won it back. Oh, and the referee we have is the guy that looks like Trossard, Turpin. Every time I see his name, I think of Turpentine. I don't know why. I do know why. It's because obviously Turpentine. O'Reilly was trying to go through, but it was cut out there and cut out well by Norway. And now they're on the counter attack with Sorloth, who's stopped and sent it backwards. Sorloth doesn't seem to run very fast with the ball at his feet, because the last time Nico O'Reilly got the ball back, no problem. And Nico O'Reilly hasn't had the best of tournaments. And that time he was breaking and he just stopped and sent it backwards. So he's obviously not very fast with the ball at his feet, because it just stopped the whole attack there. Nico O'Reilly, I know we're only 11 minutes in, but so far Nico O'Reilly is by far and away getting the better of Sorloth. So that is going to be a problem for Norway, because they need to be getting people forward, and they keep sending it out to him and he can't get past O'Reilly. So even early on, that's something Norway are going to have to look at. Looks like Norway are trying to hold the ball a little bit now. So just as I said, England were having the lion's share of possession, Norway have started to hold on to it a little bit. And to be fair, England aren't pressing them at all. Now, obviously, we know it's incredibly hot, to the point where the match itself was nearly postponed. So there is a possibility, that they don't want to drain themselves in the heat. Hello, Hammers Football TV, and welcome to the chat. And Bonkers is with us as well. Hello, guys. Welcome. But yeah, I do wonder if both teams are aware of conserving energy in the heat, because England really aren't pressing. There, except for Nico O'Reilly, who's just all over Sorloth. No problem at all, Harold. Don't you worry. You just got home safely. And now England have it back, and they're going to pass it around for a little while. The match started really fast. They were like off and running out with the gates. Pass. Hassam, what do you mean, who am I supporting? I'm not even joking. You come in here and start winding me up about Ireland again, I'll just ban you permanently. Don't. Honestly, no rage bait on this channel, and you're the only person that comes in rage bait. And what do you mean, who am I supporting? Who do you think? Be so silly. Obviously not bloody England. I'm literally dressed as the Norwegian flag. Are you mad? Anyway, thank you, Hammers Football TV. This is the kind of friendly content creator we would like in our space, Don Hassam. I hope you're taking notes. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Thank you very much, Hammers Football TV. I'm dressed as the flag, right? Look at the Norway flag. Red, white, and blue. And look at me. Red, white, and blue. What do you mean, Emma? You're supposed to know? I'm literally dressed as the flag, Hassam. Think outside the box. What did you think was happening? I just mismatched on purpose. You're a maniac. You're a maniac. The only time I would support England is against Argentina, and that's because they've rightly annoyed me. I could have dyed my hair as well. I mean, I could have, but I decided against that. I did decide against that bit. Tell you what, David Beckham looks as nervous as you lot are. We have got a corner here, by the way. Rice has gone out to take it. Wasn't a very good corner. Absolutely nothing's come of it. And it's gone out for a throw to England from the other side. But yeah, lads, the match started really like fast and energetic, and now they've just like stopped. Hello, Gregory. Welcome back. England back in charge of possession. Norway had a very, very small spell, but it is primarily England. There you go. Possession and control, England 65%. But you can feel it. Gordon sent a ball in, headed out. It wasn't a bad ball, to be fair, but it was good defending to head it back out. I always assume that when you say hello everyone, you mean me as well, Rob, to be fair. When you say hello to everyone, I assume I'm part of the everyone. So I didn't really take offense. Luke says, I was thinking I recognize that chant. It's Low Rider. Well, I'll tell you what, the fans have plenty of energy. No, I'm not frozen in time. I wonder if I look intently enough, will they do something? Goal kick, by the way. Goal kick. England had a bit of a chance. Was a decent ball in. Was it a bit fast? Or should one of them have got something on it? How do you guys feel about that? Was the ball a bit fast in, too much on it, or should he have got something? Should one of them got a touch? Bellingham looks like he thinks he should have got a touch. But yeah, I was just staring so intently at the screen. I was thinking if I just stare at them really hard, one of them will score a goal. I'm willing something to happen. Rob says it was a bit fast. Yeah, it looked a little fast to me, to be honest with you. But then Bellingham looked disappointed, so I thought maybe not me. Hammers Football TV. Very good. He does look nervy though, does David? He does definitely look nervy. Do you know what? it's because he has to rely on them to go and do it. And I'm not being funny. Do you know, some people just rather get stuck in and do it themselves. He would probably feel less nervous if he was able to put on a pair of boots and got on the pitch than having to just watch and wait. I have to say, though, we're probably due a hydration break soon. And England have been the better team. Yeah. All Boxed Up says, it looks like England can get round the back of Norway with ease. It does. I have to say, England look far and away the better team the first 20 minutes. Oh, dear. We started well. We started fast and intense. And then we stopped. They're just... Jazz says, big up Lou and chat. And you can all see the rest of it. So Jazz says, big up to everybody. And he is, of course, cheering on England. So shout out to Jazz. Thank you very much for the super chat. Very much appreciated. Oh, that was a good ball from was Nico O'Reilly to Anderson. And now Gordon's struggling with Ryerson, you know. Oh. Wolf's got it away. Only as far as Stones, though. But thank you very much to Jazz. Much appreciated. But, yeah. It needs a goal. The game definitely needs a goal. Oh, Luke thought I was going to say that out loud. Absolutely not. Shout out to All Boxed Up, who was unboxing some excitement for us. All Boxed Up with the unboxing. Nico O'Reilly does get the ball in to Madwicki, but it wasn't a great... Oh, it's bobbling. Ryerson eventually gets it away. It was bobbling all over the place there in Norway's box. This feels like a matter of time for England, actually. I did think it would be more difficult for you, genuinely. But so far, it looks inevitable that England are going to score soon. And we're at the hydration break. This nearly worked. You sent it in and nearly, there you go. Nearly boom. But yeah, I have to say, so far, very much England. I did think Norway would give it a bit more, if I'm honest with you. The game needs a goal. I know you guys would prefer if it's England. I'll be honest, I just want somebody to score. Probably, do you know what? Probably England, and I'm not even being funny. Not because I want just to win, I don't. But if Norway are already sitting in, if they go ahead, that's it. The match is just going to be dead. If England score, then Norway have to, at the very least, go for it, and we'll have a game on our hands. You know? But as it stands, yeah, the game does look like it's there for the taking for England, 100%. Yeah. Not very exciting, but England definitely have the best of it. I have to say, I'm really disappointed in Norway because they came at Brazil. Like, they came at Brazil. Norway did. I don't feel like they're coming at England in the same way they came at Brazil. Yeah, Lucky's saying the drinks are needed today. That heat is hard. And I have to say, today, they do need the hydration break. Today, they do. Bunker says Norway probably need one chance and they'll take it. And sometimes that's the way it goes. You don't need to have the most chances, you need to make the most of your chances. And they're drinking water today instead of Powerade, so they're genuinely thirsty. They're on the water. And we have a touch of Mr. Brightside at the hydration break. Oh, that was Maya Jama, wasn't it? Isn't that her name? I'm sure I know her. My commentators are saying it's like incredibly humid in the stadium. Right, we've started back off. Hydration break over. Hopefully, it's given one of them a bit of energy, lads. It is Maya Jama. I thought that was her name, and then I was like, maybe I've got it wrong. At least it showed me something I know today. Normally, I'm like, who's that? At least for her, I recognize her. So far today, we've had David Beckham and Maya Jama. That's a bit of an upgrade on some of the other yokes we've been looking at. Free kick right on the edge of the box for England, coming together between Bellingham and has he impeded him? Like, I don't know. It was Ayer and Bellingham came together. I don't know. I mean, obviously, you guys aren't going to mind. But I mean, I didn't think there was a lot in that. Is impeding a thing? Is that still a thing? The future Xmas is Shem. This will be interesting. It's such a weird place to have the wall, like more or less like right beside the penalty spot. It's so odd. I did say the game needed a goal. Are we going to get one? No. No, we're not. From what I hear, and I don't know, but from what I hear, supposedly it's more difficult. Yeah, he's just sent it away over. It's actually more difficult when you're that close. It's easier when you're a bit further out because you can put it up and back down again. It's not been removed just yet. You just don't really hear of it anymore. But that's to me that's it. Like, I don't think he fouled him as such. It looked like more impeding, if anything. Hello to Roger and welcome to the Watchalong. There she is, Mama Flossie. Showing your age. My commentators are laying into Erling Haaland. That's why I just went quiet for a minute. I'm listening to them. And they're like, he's making no attempt to get on the ball. He wants his midfielders to do all the work and lay it off to him. He doesn't want the ball through to him. He's just wandering around the pitch doing nothing. They're not impressed with Erling Haaland. Erling who? Ah! They're raging. He's just wandering around the pitch. It must be a nightmare for his midfielders. I love it. Yeah, Gordon's struggling today. I mean, he got the throw off fairly quickly there for Kane, but he is struggling down that left wing. That's not a foul. Give over. And now because he can't get round Ryerson, he's resorted to throwing himself on the ground. We're going to see more of that from Gordon because he can't cope with Ryerson. England overall have been the better team, but Gordon is struggling with Ryerson. Rice is going to take this free kick. It's a bit further out, and it's at a bit of a better angle than Kane had a minute ago. Haaland and Bellingham having a giggle. Whatever they're at in there, they're having a giggle with each other. Nothing much came of that free kick. It's with Konsa there. I think that's Konsa. Out to Rice then. He's been forced backwards. That was Odegaard. Ah! It was Rice versus Odegaard. Okay. Fair. Well, Rice come off the worst in that one. Rice is basically at left back. Where's Nico O'Reilly? Oh, in front of Rice. Have they swapped? Declan Rice is definitely at left back here. And Nico O'Reilly's in front of him. Interesting. You lot are passing it round the back here. There's Bellingham. Oh! Stones needs to give Pickford a bit of a hug. Stones made a bit of a mess of that, and only Pickford was quick. Erling Haaland was onto that. Anthony Gordon is not coping with Ryerson. He's just not. That's not working. And to be fair to Gordon, he was good in the last match, and he was good when he came on as a sub for Marcus Rashford, but he's struggling with Ryerson. Yeah, Pickford did. Pickford saved Stone's skin there. That would have been quite bad. Quite bad. And Erling Haaland was like right there. So Pickford, yeah, keeping it 0-0 there. Bunker says that was scary by Stones. All Vox Stuff says he's faffing. They're faffing. Faffing doesn't do you any good. Shout out to Marty. Marty with the hype sticker. Thank you very much to Marty. Marty, I believe I don't know if he's still with Boffman, but they were outside playing in the garden like good grown adults earlier. So W's for Marty. Pickford with another save there. So yeah, Boffman and Marty are in the garden having a giggle. The children are outside playing. Oh, dearie me. Oh my God, it's a goal! It's a goal for Norway! Shelter up, 1-0, Norway. What was that angle? How did he do that? I'm actually a little bit... What? I don't quite... Did he just defy the laws of physics here? I need to see this again. I didn't think that was a real angle. So Kane hits the deck. Norway continue attacking. Unbelievable goal. What a goal. In off the post. I think you might be right, Shem. I think you might be right. Either way, unbelievable. And can I just say, Harry Kane threw himself on the ground looking for a foul, and then Norway scored. So I'm just saying. Are they going to pull this back for a foul on Harry Kane? No, goal stand semi-commentators. The classic cross shot. Obviously. Huge said, I don't think that's a foul. Either do I. Huge. But I mean, I didn't think the other one chalked off was either. So probably if you had your Argentinian shirts on, you could have got that goal scraped off. But yeah, if Harry Kane had not thrown himself on the ground, we don't know if that goal happens. And I've been saying it all tournament about him, and now it's cost you a goal. And I'm not being funny. Harry Kane is a big, strong man, right? He's not a little waif of a thing. He could stand his ground physically. He could. He chooses to go down. Oh, that was a bit of a bump for Nico O'Reilly on the way down. That was a bit of a bump. The classic cross shot. That's actually made me laugh. That has made me laugh. And Bonker says, yeah, you were fluffing around and faffing around again. You were indeed. Well, you better hope it doesn't put you out of the World Cup now. Because Norway were already sort of sitting in quite a bit. They're not going to do any different now, are they? Hammers Football TV in agreement with Bonkers. Sorry, I heard a whistle and I lost my train of thought. I was like, what's happened? Do you know what I would be doing here? I'd be subbing Anthony Gordon at half-time. I would be subbing Anthony Gordon off at half-time. He's just not having a good match. He's not coping with Ryerson. It's not working. That was nearly 2. It was nearly 2 for Norway. It's not, but it was nearly. I think that might be incorrect. How tall is he? He doesn't look 10.5 stone. And I don't mean that in a rude way, but actually, do you know what? I think you're right. Since they've got the goal, they're another save from Pickford. They're actually better. They're actually much, much better since they've scored. Because for a long time there, England were in complete control and Norway weren't really in the game. And now all of a sudden, Norway, boom. Why do you keep trying to pass out from the back, lads? Why are you trying to pass out from the back, right? John Stones nearly cost you a goal, and Norway have their tails up. I don't think this is the time to be testing out your passing out from the back skills. 4'2" or 6'2", depends who you believe. Yeah, I don't know. Was he really thin before? He doesn't look like, I don't know if you could run a 6'2" frame on 10 and a half stone. He'd be skin and bone. His head must weigh 5 stone by itself. Cut out there for you guys. Who would you guys bring on? Who would you guys bring on instead of Gordon? I mean, Rashford wasn't fantastic in his last cameo. Who else do you have can play out there? But I think at this point, Gordon's not working. So I would put even Rashford on. If you'd somebody else, try them. But I mean, at least Rashford is different. You know for sure that Gordon isn't working. Eze, I would put Eze on then. I would put Eze on. Because as I said, Gordon was good in the last match and he was good when he was substituted on for Rashford. This match, it's not working, so change it. Do you know what I mean? There's no point in saying, oh, well, he was good in the last match. That's not going to win you this match. So just swap him. So I would probably go out. Those two would probably go for Eze. Rob says anybody at all. Absolutely anybody. Just get them on. But I do think you have to be brave like that. If you see it's not working, why wait? Just change it. I mean, you basically can't use your left wing because Gordon can't get past him. So out of your 3 attacking sort of lanes, you've crossed one of them off. Why would you do that? Like, wasn't it Norway did halftime subs against Brazil? And then they smashed them. So Norway have it back there again. Oh my God. Norway are attacking here. Sorloth. Guys, you are so lucky. Sorloth is so bad. He should have given that to Haaland. He really should have given that to Haaland. That was really greedy, really poor decision making, really terrible shot. I think you guys need to be very grateful that Sorloth was greedy and poor there. You should be 2-0 down. Madueke's going to try. He's got a ball in, and I think he's won you guys a corner, has Madueke. All boxed up is not impressed. But to be fair, they instead of trying to go down the left where they can't, they went down the right and they've won a corner from it. Corner in from Rice. I didn't think that was particularly great. I mean, you guys still have possession. No, you don't. Somebody was offside. Since they've scored, you guys have just absolutely got in the bin. No, he doesn't look fit. If you imagine we didn't know that Rice had been ill, you would know by looking at him. He's rushed himself back and he's probably not quite at the races. Oh, you were nearly there, except then you weren't. Guys, we've 4 minutes of added time on this first half. Gordon has sent it in there to Bellingham. 1-1! 1-1! England have scored. Bellingham has got it in the back of the net. 1-1, guys. Bellingham has scored. And to be fair, the assist came from Gordon, who's been shy all game. But as Hammers Football TV says, it was very well taken. Very well taken goal. It's easy to sky them. It's easy to sky them. And I have to say, Gordon, very good ball in from Gordon. And very, very well taken by Jude Bellingham. That was difficult. That was really difficult. The chance was difficult. He had players with him. He had a tight angle. He had the goalkeeper there. He does very, very well, does Jude Bellingham there. Hello to Johnny. It was just such a good finish by Bellingham. Such a good finish, because it was a good pass in by Gordon, but also it was a difficult chance. And now look, you have your tails up. Ryerson's cut it out, but it's only as far as Kane. He's taken the shot, and Nyland's got it. You did. You did just it. Hold on, wait a second, guys. I'm back, guys. I'm back. Oh, I didn't know it was that. I didn't even know it was that, guys. Yeah, and see, now your guys' tails are up. 2-1 England. Harry Kane. Flags up. Offside, flags up. Was he off? He was off. He was off. It wasn't his toenail hair. He was off. What I will say, though, is it was a great little chip, and the goalkeeper did terribly. So we are half time, guys. We have reached half time. Let me do my timer. Well, then, there was nothing for basically the whole half. And then, boom, 1-1. Like 35 minutes of nothing. 36 minutes shell drop. 45 plus 2. Bellingham. Flossie says, and breathe. Bunker says Bellingham is the key. I'll tell you what, though, guys. That was a good end to that half. Lucky says Bellingham, Rodgers needs to come on with Saka. I think Saka's injured, isn't he? Is Saka not injured? All Boxed Up says just need to quit the faffing about at the back and go forward with intent. Lucky says he doesn't trust Declan Rice. Hello, Solid Blake, who has just popped in and is saying Rice doesn't look right to me. There's a lot of people saying that about Rice. He doesn't look quite at the races. Starlord is here. Hello, Starlord, who says, let's go. We needed that goal before halftime so badly. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Sorry, guys, just give me a second. The large children in my back garden are insane, so do please bear with me a moment. Sorry. I'm so disorganized today. Not like me, I know. Okay. So, what are we all saying? So, there does seem to be a general consensus that Rice doesn't look quite Linda, you haven't been robbed at all. It wasn't a foul. I was like, what's she talking about? You've not been robbed at all. That was never a foul on Harry Kane. The man spends more time throwing himself on the ground than he does scoring goals. And he scores a lot of goals. What Kane needs to do is stay on his 2 feet. You've certainly not been robbed. Not unless you're blaming Harry Kane for throwing himself on the ground. Starlord says Guehi has been horseshit. Well, he was the other one. They were the two. Rice and Guehi were the two that were unsure before the match. Rice was ill or a virus or illness, and Guehi was his hamstring. So everybody's saying hi. I'm trying to catch up on the chats, but you're mostly just saying hi to each other. I don't want to miss any of them. Yeah, so Rice has been ill. So it seems to be the two of the somewhat unknown quantities coming into the match don't look quite at their tip top. What do we reckon to Anthony Gordon now? Because I think right up until the assist for Bellingham's goal, everybody was pretty much in agreement that he needed to come off. But now he's assisted a goal. Do we still think he should come off? I mean, I do, because while his assist was very good, I don't think he's had a good first half. And I think he's struggling with Ryerson. And yeah, I would probably still substitute him. But what do you guys think? Would you still want him off? Or now that he's assisted the goal, would you give him another little bit of time? To be fair, Shem, plenty of the chat agree with me. So you can take the mick all you want. But there's plenty of England fans that agree. Solid Blake says keep him on until 60 minutes and then assess. Solid Blake says Rice is the one that needs to go off. Harold. Oh no, it's been spoiled. Harold's back with us. Huge says you need Gordon's work rate. I can see Rashford leaving his man constantly. Well, who told me Eze was an option? Oh, Shem, it's a little insulting that all of my opinions are thought to be because I dislike Kane and not just an opinion. I would like to think I deserve a little more than that. I'm ready for the second half now. Because, to be fair, I don't think it was a very boring first half. We did have a boring spell, but it started all right and it ended all right. But I feel like there wasn't a load of talking points. Do you know what I mean? For what was a somewhat active half. I think it's a fair score, Harold. I think it is a fair score. I think both teams come out of the traps pretty fast. Then England took over completely. Like, completely. Then Norway worked their way back into it, got a well-deserved goal. We do believe it was meant as a cross, but I mean, it was a good goal. Then your tails were up. You could have had two. England, as Rob says, England were not pressing whatsoever. But then England, their goal came from a very good ball in from Gordon to Bellingham. And then after they scored, they were back on top. So I think 1-1's probably fair. It wasn't a lucky goal or anything like that. It was, you were the better team for portions of the first half. If I was giving an edge, I probably would give it to England. But I don't think 1-1 is like, do you know, sometimes you look at a score and you think that's flattering. I don't think it's flattering, 1-1. Solid Blake says, England reminded me of Spain last night, had loads of possession but did nothing with it. Yeah, that's how it was feeling. That's how it was feeling. You had all the possession, 65% possession at one point. But you just really weren't doing anything with it. And then when Norway got the possession, they at the very least looked dangerous. Huge says, England have created enough to say they should have scored too. Linda says, Stones has been as useful as a solar-powered torch in the first half. So you aren't feeling your defenders, guys, because somebody earlier said about Guehi, And Linda there, and she's not the first to say about Stones, who, to be fair, Stones made that dreadful mistake, and only for Pickford, it could have been 2-0 to Norway before you had the chance to equalise, because that was dreadful from Stones. Lucky wants Morgan Rogers and Saka on. Huge says both defenders haven't looked good. I thought Cons has been okay, to be fair. He's cut out a number of things. Not to worry, Solid. We will catch you later on. Thank you for popping in. Hammers Football TV says defence is England's weak point this tournament, to be fair. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But yeah, overall, your attack, like if you even look at the players, your attack is stronger than your defense. Your midfield is stronger than your defense. I agree Rice hasn't looked quite at it. I do agree Rice hasn't looked quite at it. Yeah, look, I think based overall in the first half, I think England were slightly the better team, but not by a whole lot and not convincingly. And at 1-1, Norway are very much in the match. Bonkers, I would put Bellingham in midfield, take off Rice for Watkins. Kane can do what Bellingham was doing. Kane drops so deep anyway. Hello to NS Sports. Like, to be fair, Norway have had 3 attempts on target. England have only had 2. So Norway have actually had more shots on target than England. I think if it wasn't for Sorloth, for Norway, who's not been very good, who's been quite wasteful, who's dead-ended some of Norway's own attacks, and then was very greedy and shot when he should have sent it to Haaland, Norway could be ahead. Do you know what I mean? So as much as we're saying England have players that aren't quite at it, Sorloth hasn't been very good for Norway. If I was head coach of Norway, I'd probably be subbing him off. He's been very greedy and quite wasteful. Like, I'm just watching this one here again. He should have given the ball to Haaland there. Shem says Rice isn't over whatever sickness he had. No, he doesn't look to be. They're in the tunnel, guys. What do we think? We're drawn at half time. Do we think it goes to extra time? Or do we think somebody comes out and wins it? Linda's nervous. Rob thinks England will nick it. Huge thinks there will be at least one more goal. I hope so. I do hope so. But I also hope we're entertained. I hope there's more free-flowing sort of football. Guys, I actually want to ask you while we're here. What are we thinking? Oh, Eze is coming on. And so is Saka. Majaweki and Rice off. Saka and Eze on. Huh. Half-time subs for Tommy T. That's interesting. Guys, I don't know if I want to do Switzerland, Argentina as a watch along. So I'm going to do a poll and see where you guys are at with it because it's 2 a.m. I had planned to do it, but I just don't know if it's going to be shite, if I'm honest. So I'm going to do it as a wee poll. Because I'll be honest, I feel like the UFC is going to be better than that. Because I think it's just Argentina are going to rob Switzerland. I don't think it's going to be very good to be up at 2 a.m. Right, I've put it in. So you guys vote away and I'll have a wee look at it. But I'll be honest, this is kind of where I'm at with it. Do I really want to stay up till 2 a.m. to watch the referee hand the match to Argentina no matter what happens? And I'll be honest, I just don't know if I want to. So you guys vote. I don't know if I'm feeling it, if I'm totally honest with you. It'd be different if it was like at this time in England, Norway was the later one, I definitely would have done it. But it just feels like it's a crazy time of the morning for what might be dross. I'll leave it running there for the stream and then we'll have a look at the end. I think that deflected off Anthony Gordon to go out, by the way, for England. Yeah. How do you take a free kick and hit your own teammate? Huge says either Argentina batter them or the refs come to the rescue. Yeah, see, that is sort of how I see it. Now, the thing is, some of the ones I thought were going to be brutal actually turned out to be really good. So you just can't always call it, to be fair. I just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Hammers Football TV. Get Gordon off. He's unredeemed himself. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Perfect. Perfect. Rob sort of said the same there as well. Like, I'm not dead against it. I just, if we don't watch it, I just know it's going to be one of the good ones. But if we watch it, I'm like, oh, do you know what I mean? As I said, all day I had planned on doing it. In my head, I was intending on doing it. And like, we've so few games left. But it does just feel like, with the teams that are in it, I just don't know. As I said, if this match was at 2 a.m., I'd definitely stay up. Argentina, Switzerland, although if Switzerland beat them, that would be good. And yes, Bellingham is now in the midfield. Just, you guys have had a bit of a change of shape now since those. Flossie, if it's a dull game, we can always chat crisps. I tell you what, though, I'm getting excited about the next game. What we really need to do is work our way through this game first, because to be honest with you, this one could end up going to extra time and penalties. Okay, let's see. Sørloth's got the ball here for Norway. He's actually passed it this time. Cut out. Eze's got it. Counter attack England. Out to Saka. He's cut in. It's been blocked by Norway. He's tried to cut in there. Should he have crossed it, guys? With Saka, would he have been better crossing it there? Sørloth took a shot there. Pickford sent it out. So it's going to be a corner to Norway. Yeah, see, that's my problem, Huge. If I thought Switzerland were going to win, I'd be there. I'd be so there. But if it's going to be rinse and repeat off the referees giving everything to Argentina, I don't know if I need to be that angry at 2 o'clock in the morning. There's a lot of shuffling in the box here. The corner gets nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Headed away. It sort of bounced there in front of Pickford. He looked like he was trying to catch it, and instead it bounced past him. Did he spill it? He touched it. He sort of pushed it to the side. So another corner for Norway here, guys. Ryerson's going to take this one. That was a much better corner, but nobody got on it. John Stones heads it. It's going to be another corner. Pickford's screaming no, but it was. It come off John Stones' head. Huge says England's defence look nervous. That they do. Corner in. Oh, goal! It's a goal. I don't know if this is going to stand. Norway have scored a goal. I don't know if it's going to stand. There were people on the ground. Pickford's on the ground. I think he fell over though. But so far, 2-1 Norway. Now, I don't know. I need to see a replay of that. It was a bit messy, guys. It was messy. I don't know if there was a foul. It just looked messy. So we'll see. We will see. Pickford was on the ground, but I don't really know how he got there. See, Haaland shoved Anderson onto the ground. And I mean, he shoves him to the ground. And then Pickford saves it with his face, and then it is sent in. This might get ruled off for Haaland on Anderson. Right, VAR are checking it, by the way, guys. This could be ruled off. I mean, I'll be honest. I do think that's a foul. I mean, he's planted him on his backside on the ground. Hammers Football TV says there's not much in it. So you think Anderson went down easy, is it? Well, we're about to find out. Number 9, push number 8 before the ball was in play. So no goal. And as we know, normally, if it's before the ball's in play, it doesn't matter. But one of the new rules is that it doesn't matter. No, he said goal kick, huge. I think he said goal kick. I need to put the score back. Oh, it is another corner. I apologise. I thought he pointed for goal kick, but no, we're retaking the corner. It's going to be Haaland and Anderson again. But they're standing in completely different spots this time. Corner comes in. They don't score it this time. They definitely don't score it this time. Ryerson's down. Ryerson was down off screen there, guys. I think he's done. Look at his face. I think he's done. I didn't see what happened to him. He's stood up now. Yeah, he's coming off here. He's a problems all tournament, says Flossie. Such a pity because he was fantastic in this match. And what we might see now is Gordon having a bit more success. So Arsenis is on. Now he has played, we've seen him in other matches, but Gordon was really struggling with Ryerson. So now that he's gone off, we might see more success down the left. We're an hour into the match, guys, and we're still 1-1. What we don't want, guys, is an extra 30 minutes. You don't want an extra 30 minutes because your nerves will be on your wit's end. I don't want an extra 30 minutes because it's not particularly exciting. It's very slow now. Very slow. And England aren't pressing at all. So Norway are slowing it right down, like all the way right down. And England, for the most part, aren't pressing. Nico O'Reilly is, and that's about it. Nobody else is pressing. Right. Shelled her up, sent it out to Serloth. But he's not been very good in the match so far, Serloth. Who's that now? Is that Odegaard? I forgot he was on the pitch, if I'm honest with you. Even building up, they're very slow. I thought he was going to take a shot there, Odegaard. That wasn't a great ball through. Yeah, gone out of play. There was too much on that. It does now have a touch of next goal might win the match because it's just slowed down. Like, there's 30 minutes left to go. There's a half an hour left to go in the game. And both teams have just slowed it right down. Now, to be fair, you do have to wonder how much of an impact Has the Heat had on that? But I mean, it's just. Thank you. I'm considering turning this one off. Oh dear. I know, look, I know the further teams get into the tournament, they don't want to lose and go out, right? I get it. I do. I get it. But bloody hell, at least try and win. We had 2 goals in about what, 5 minutes? And nothing since. And nothing before. And like the passing is getting poor. Too much on the balls forward, there's too much on them. It's just not. It's not happening at all. And I am probably being unfair because I do think part of it probably is the heat. And my commentators were saying it's very, very kind of a humid heat, so it's probably tough for them. But it's not entertaining, is it? It's definitely not entertaining. Maybe you guys feel it more because you'll feel a bit more of the nerves, so you might feel a little bit more oomph than me. It looked like Fabregas was telling Wenger how one or both of the teams should be set up, like. Goodness got it. Yeah, see, he's got round arsenals. But Norway defended it well. Real feel is 40 plus. Yeah, see. I wouldn't be running in that either, to be fair, you know. Yeah, 80% humidity is crazy. And that's what I mean. Like, I wouldn't be running about the place in that. So it's not that I don't blame them. I just don't have to enjoy it. But you can definitely understand why. Because 40 degrees real feel with 80% humidity is just insane. That is crazy. Noosa, I see Noosa. Miami. I actually wasn't sure. I wasn't sure, like. I've just been seeing the weather rather than where they are. So Noosa for Surloth, he's been shocking. So I'm glad he's coming off for Norway. He's not been very good. Oh, and Bob. Bob is coming as well. Hello, Bob. He's been quite good when he's appeared. So Shelderup. Shelderup's coming off. And as is Surloth. So Noosa and Bob. Are we also having a hydration break? I think we're also having the hydration break as well. Everybody's having a wee drink. Yeah, something just needs to light the game a little bit. Bonkers has got his orange juice. I've got living on a prayer now at half time at the hydration break this time. Tell you what, lads, if we are going to do 2 a.m., I'm going to need a bloody coffee. You're lucky that's the first yawn. There's normally yawns in the first half. This isn't too bad. Huge says Reese James might come on. Has there been 5 already? Ups. We really could go to extra time and penalties here, guys. Because unless some of these subs make a difference, we're going to extra time here. James on, Gordon off. I didn't think he was good in the first half up until the goal, and he's not done a whole lot in the second half. Well, if James is coming on, does that mean that Bellingham will move again? Will Anderson move forward? What happens here with you guys now? Who does what? Who's going out to the left? Oh, sure, Eze. Duh. I just spotted him and I was like, oh, yeah. Huge says, I don't think I can stay awake for an extra time. Anderson and James pivot. That might not be a bad shout. It'll be interesting now to see whose subs are going to make the biggest impact. Berge won it back there. Anderson was on him, but Berge did well. Guys, I'm not going to make it through an extra time of this. Somebody needs to score a goal. Even my commentators are talking about the fact that Manu's had no minutes. And like I'm listening to Irish commentators and they're talking about like Manu just not even getting a look in. I mean, to be fair, I think most people on here know I'm not a major fan of Manu. But why bring it if you're not going to give him any minutes? Oscar Bob versus Nico O'Reilly. I'll be curious about that, guys, because Nico O'Reilly had a really good first half. Headed away there by Norway. But Nico O'Reilly had a very good first half. One of your players has hurt themselves. They come through the back of the Norway player. Oscar Bob, he's just run straight into Nico O'Reilly. Nothing happened there. Where he's lying on the ground, he went through the back of the Norway player. I don't think he was fouled. I don't know why he's crying for. Huge says, I'm sure Henderson with a broken arm would get more minutes than Mane. I don't know why you bring a player if you're not going to play them. Like, I don't rate Manu that highly. I think he's a decent squad player for United, but I wouldn't call him up to the World Cup then. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to call him up, I think it's a bit cruel, actually. I'll tell you what, Norway are on the attack here, guys, and they're going again. Noosa tried to. It's going to be a corner to Norway. But I mean, and it was Consa there that had to do the defending in the end. But there was like several attacks in one there for Norway. Hammers Football TV says England are all over the place. Thomas Tuchel is watching on with folded arms. He's not impressed. And we're about to see the corner here. The players are jostling a bit again, and the referee has said none of that nonsense. Corner in. Pickford punches it away, but not very far. Off the crossbar. And into the side netting. Off the crossbar. That was a mess, by the way. That was a mess. Oh, so close. I actually think that was Consa as well in the end. Off the bar. Pickford was nowhere. It was Consa in the end that got to it. Bloody hell, says Flossie. Yes, John Terry and Ashley Cole. Johnny's not a fan of Reece James in the midfield. You have to say, if you're Manu, you're raging. Why call up Chalobah if you're not going to play him and you know you need a right back? Yes, some of the selection choices make less sense now than when we first heard them. Not because of the players, but because of some of them, how they're not being used. Nearly, says Damien. Yeah, it was nearly. England have possession here. Oh my God, that's it. See, Hammers TV, from you told me I was yawning. Now I'm aware of it and I'm doing it more. England are trying to build up here. Who's that doing this, asking for it? Anderson. Was it Anderson? I mean, to be fair to him, he was stood in about like an acre of space like this, shouting for it. And they wouldn't give him the ball. And when the ball does come in from Saka, it's not very good. And I'm not prone to stick up for Anderson, but he was in millions and millions of space and was calling for it, and they just wouldn't give it to him. And then the ball that eventually did come in was brutal. So I do feel from there, that's not his fault. And now we're back with Norway, who's going to pass it around for a few minutes. Guys, we're 78 minutes in. Is anybody going to score? That is the question. Where's the press, says Huge. You haven't had one. All match. You haven't pressed for the entire match. The only English player I have seen press in this match is Nico O'Reilly. And even he looks to have given it up at this stage. Have any of the subs really had an impact for either team yet? Noosa's got it now. He's cut in. Cross, headed away, Nico O'Reilly. Shem says 78 minutes. I thought it was 3 hours. It bloody well feels like it, Shem. I don't see anybody scoring, you know. I hope they do, but they don't look particularly likely, do they? Not at the minute. Norway still have it here, but they're just going side to side. They can't get through. That's true. Oscar Bob headed away. Who headed it away that time? I think it might have been Reece James. But yeah, you are. You're just waiting to be attacked. Noose is going to try again. Cut out by Saka, so it's going to be a corner Norway. Let's see. Huge says they look nervous as well, so what's the point? A mistake will happen like this. Well, we've seen it time after time after time. The team that sits in ends up losing. Good delivery, but headed away by Harry Kane. So maybe not a good delivery. That was really poor by Odegaard. Really, really poor. Like, really poor, that ball. He just kicked it out of play. It's definitely a case of next goal wins. I said that a half an hour ago, and it's still the case. Flossie says they need to step up or we're in trouble. What I will say, guys, to be fair, is as much as you're standing off, I don't think Norway look particularly convincing either. I do see Jed Spence. Who's Jed Spence coming on instead of? You sound a little incredulous. Noosa's breaking. He's cut in. It was won back by England. Saka's done better defensively than attacking wise, to be fair. Robo Spence. Oh my God. I mean, I agree. I agree. He's another one. What was the point in bringing him if you're never taking Harry Kane off the pitch? Noose has got it again. Shot Pickford. Straight at Pickford. Not a great shot. But yeah, I mean, you have to believe Ivan Toney would score. Surely. I don't know. It just makes his squad choices seem odd when he's brought half a squad he doesn't want to play. If you don't want to play them, if you don't trust them, if you don't rate them, don't call them up. Do you know what I mean? I just don't get that. Johnny Hill is just waiting for Tuchel to make even one correct sub. I thought Rice today was a good sub because he wasn't at the races. Jed Spence for Nico O'Reilly? He's been your best player in the entire match. What? Guys, I'm not being funny. Number one, this is Nico O'Reilly's best game of the tournament. Number two, he's had a blinder. He's been very, 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 very good. The amount of attacks he has cut out or blocks he's got in against Norway attacks, I'm baffled by that. I'm actually baffled by that. I don't understand that substitute at all. I didn't know who it would be for. That one there, though, that one's baffled me. Yeah. He's got plenty of favoritism. Different favorites, but favorites. Why would you do that? And I'm not even one of the people, I know a lot of people really don't rate Spence. I'm not even one of them. I don't really have a problem with Spence, if I'm honest. But Nico O'Reilly has been like your best player for the match. He's been so good. Saka. Oh my God. Skied. Was that Arsenal's? Oh my God, that was very good by Saka. I think it was Arsenal's, the sub, that sent it over. So close as Damien. Yeah, Arsenal's did very, very well. Luke says, go on, star boy. Very, very well done by Arsenal's. Very well done. That's the guy that come on for Ryerson. England want to take Konza off. What? My commentator said you guys want to take Konza off. But you're going to take the corner. So England corner. Harry Kane pushed Arsenal in the back. So it's going to be free kick for Norway. He was limping, was he? Rogers on. He was limping. Fair. Fair, okay. So Konza off, Rogers on. Konza's not had a bad match, you know. He's definitely had a much better match than Guehi. Who goes where now, people? Well, Reece James is going to move back, no? Yeah, so Reece James will move back. Fair. Substitute for Norway as well. Holmgren for Wolf. Holmgren Pedersen. What a name. Consta definitely, like, he's not been that bad. He's been all right. He's definitely been better than Guehi. I mean, two of your back four are now changed. How much added time are we going to get? Pickford punches it away. 7 minutes of added time. Okay, that's time for a goal. 7 minutes. Ayer got to it there. Spence was pressing. Spence was pressing, lads. I mean, Nyland, that was nearly a really big mistake by Nyland. Look at Tuchel's face, he's raging. That was, I mean, to be fair, we've been saying all match, where's the press? I have said the only player that's been pressing has been Nico O'Reilly. The guy that was subbed on for Nico O'Reilly, Jed Spence, nearly did the press of the match and got you a goal. Football is about moments, lads, and that was nearly a moment. That was very nearly a moment. Norway have had 5 attempts on target. England have had 1. And it was your goal. The only shot on target you've had was your goal. Norway have had 5. But it's England that look to be attacking. Kane just couldn't control it there. Yes, Daz. Extra sub if it goes to extra time. Extra time, extra sub. Rogers as well. Hegum's down. I think he's got cramp. The referee is calling for somebody. I don't know who he's calling for, but he's like, hello, player on the ground. The referee seems more worried about this fight than his own coaches. I think he wants to come off, Flossie. Like, where are their physios? Where is any of the medical staff? How is he on the ground that long and there's nobody with him? Now. Oh, my commentators have told me one of the physios, he dropped his medical bag and everything fell out of it. He had to pick it all back up and put it back in the bag. It's not funny, bless him. So they took so long. They took so long because he dropped his medical bag and it all spilled out. My commentators have just told me. Oh dear. Oh, imagine doing it in front of everybody. But sure, my TV didn't show me. The camera didn't show me. But no, my commentators were like, "Oh, his bag spilled everywhere. He's had to pick it all up." Oh, bless him. At least that, to be fair, that can't be helped. Nobody's doing that on purpose. But we're back going again anyway. We are back going again, and England do have possession. Thing is, how long do we end up playing now? Because it was supposed to be 7 minutes of added time, but obviously now it's going to be a lot more than that. You're probably going to go to maybe 11 minutes now, I would say. Guys, have we all got our votes in on the poll? I'm about to end it. If you've not voted on the poll, get a vote in. And then I'll end it in the next minute or so. Nyland sends the ball forward. Arsenis is caught by Eze. Free kick Norway. They look to be struggling. England look fresher than Norway. Norway look to be struggling more. At least he's a danger. You know, he can go the other way if needed as well. I don't know. Look, if you win, in the end, nobody will mind. But there are certainly questions that are being raised. Everybody who's still on the pitch is shattered. Hegem, Bellingham, who had the cramp, who's struggling, has he took out Jude Bellingham? I want to see this again. I don't quite know what happened there, guys. It doesn't look to be a lot in it. Bellingham looks like he's actually hurt himself. I can't tell. But on the replay, I've seen 3 replays. I don't see a lot. Do you know what I mean? Did he catch him badly? I just didn't see a lot. But I'm open to be corrected on that one because I don't know if I've missed it. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, Hammers Football TV. We're obviously now over the 7 minutes of additional added time, but I mean, I reckon we go to probably about 11 or so. No. Never mind. Referee says no. If we're going to extra time, we're just doing it now. So the referee blown the whistle. We are going to extra time, people. Now, give me a sec. now. It looks like we're going to be doing Argentina, Switzerland as well, guys. It does look like we're going to be doing that. Vote is for yes. So what I'm going to do while we're waiting on extra time or to start, I'm going to just get that set up. So. Okay. Yeah. If you voted yeah, you better bloody well turn up. Hugh just fallen asleep. He's calling it now. England to lose on penalties. Rob can't call it at all. And Lucky is not pleased. If he was the manager, he'd be giving them what for. He wants to see more passing, getting the ball through the centre and in and around the box. And more headers, says Lucky. Hammers Football TV says you needed to do the job in 90 minutes. Tuchel spends a lot of time talking to Bellingham. It was the same in the hydration break. He was in Bellingham's ear. And I'm like, to be fair, you have a lot of other players on the pitch who haven't done as much as Bellingham right now. Like, let's be fair. Bellingham's actually not had a bad match there. Sorry, guys. I just getting this ready to go for later. Because this match will not be long over and the next one will be starting. Okay. Have to make it that the YouTube trolls can't come in because we don't want any of them. And then we need to change this one so it'll bring you there. Okay. Okay. That's done. I'll need to do a thumbnail, but we'll do that later. Hegem has been taken off, by the way, guys. Hegem that had the cramp and then had that close call. Østegård is coming on. Østegård is coming on. I would go along with that. I don't think England have done themselves like too good in this, considering they would have been the favourites. I don't think they've really acted like it. I don't think they've come off like they were the favourites. We're getting ready for extra time here to kick off, guys, by the way. That seems to be the only sub that I can see. Let me get the timer ready. My thing is, I wish it just went straight to penalties, because if we've had to sit through this, we deserve the excitement of penalties. Imagine if somebody wins it now in extra time. That'd be diabolical. Right. Oh, I thought we started, guys, but with a bit of a false start, so we're going to try again. Right. We have kicked off for the first half of extra time. Let us hope one of these teams remembers how to score. Given the level of talent that's on the field between both teams, I do find it incredible that neither of them have won. Do you know what I mean? It's just been really underwhelming from both. England are looking the livelier at the start of this part. I didn't see a co-op advert, Luke. We didn't get the co-op ad. You look entertained by it, though. So we're going to have a corner here. Saka's going to take this one. All of the players look exhausted, but I mean, given the heat and humidity, I don't blame them a bit. Corner in, headed away. Ayer, by the way, that headed that away. He's been solid for Norway. Back in. Oh, Nyland had to get a hand to that, you know. It's gone as far as Saka. Neelan had to get a touch. Neelan, I don't know how you say it. I think it's Nyland, but he had to get a touch to that, the keeper. Goal! Goal, England. Rogers' shot saved and spilled. Goal, Jude Bellingham. England have scored. 2-1 England. I'll tell you what. Where would England be without Jude Bellingham? And not just in this match. Throughout the whole tournament. I'm just watching the replay here. Shot, saved, Rogers. Or Bellingham, sorry. And it was Arsenal's, the substitute defender. That was their saviour. He just drops it. He just drops it between his hands. The keeper. And then the defender, too slow to react. Hughes isn't feeling confident from that. Hughes reckons that goal might end up being a bad thing. How many braces has Bellingham had? He definitely had a brace in another match. I don't know if England would even be in this tournament anymore if it wasn't for him. Even before this round. Is it me or has Haaland been really underwhelming, guys? What do we reckon to Haaland so far? I think he's been really underwhelming in this match. He's not done a whole lot. Quiet, says Flossie. I've thought that myself, and like, don't get me wrong. I know there are strikers that are like that, but I mean, I feel like he's been exceptionally quiet. I feel like he's actually really struggled to get into the match at all, if I'm totally honest. But Bellingham has been the difference for England. Yeah, he's been all right. Not his best game though. I've seen him better in the tournament. I actually think he's been far better for Norway than he was for Arsenal all season. But today, yeah, he was fine. I just I've seen him be better within the tournament. But yeah, he has been good. Yeah, everyone looks to be struggling. Everyone looks to be struggling in the heat and in the humidity. I think it's the humidity that makes it worse. For me, anyway, that's what I struggle with is the humidity in the air. I don't like it. It's hard to breathe when it's like that. But will Norway score another is the real question. Will Huge be right? Have England scored too early? I don't know. I think you actually do look to be on top. But we will see. Apparently, England have travelled further than any other team in the competition, according to my commentators. You guys have done the most travelling of any team in the competition. I'm assuming between matches and stuff, according to my commentators. If you looked at the pitch and you said, pick out the player that was worth £116 million, you're going for Rodgers, aren't you? I know he's probably worth far more than that, but I mean, if you were just guessing, you would pick him as the most expensive player on the pitch. Penalty. Penalty, England. David Beckham can't look. David Beckham can't look. I need to see it again. Obviously, VAR will look at it, as with everything else. I Jed Spence shoves his leg in front of Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob doesn't do it to Jed Spence. Jed Spence shoves his leg in front of Oscar Bob. I don't know about that one, guys. I don't think that's a penalty. I think you're going to get it. I don't think that's a penalty. Spence has shoved his foot in front, like he's gone around him and shoved. I don't think that's a penalty, guys. I have to be honest. VAR. He's going to the screen. Okay, he's going to the screen. I mean, Spence almost fouls Bob rather than the other way around. I have to be honest there. It's there. It's because Spence shoves his leg backwards. And that's not a natural movement off your leg. I mean, to me, Spence initiated that. Let's see. Let's see. No penalty, guys. No penalty for exactly the reason we said Jed Spence put his leg in front of Oscar Bob. I think that's the right decision, to be fair, guys. I do think that's the right decision. Harry Kane, of course, has given out about it, but he won't have seen the replay. I think even Spence knew that wasn't I think even Spence knew himself, if we're honest. Yeah, I agree. And that's the thing, and you can't reward it. And to be fair, I think they've got both of the calls. I think the calls have been pretty all right so far. Has there been anything I disagreed with? I think overall the calls have been right, actually, that I can remember. Yeah, he does Hammers Football TV. That he does. Something I've discovered during this tournament that I didn't know before. There's a little bit more urgency now. It's a pity it's taken this long. Gahey, brilliant block. Very important. Very good block. I was just looking at the replay there. It was a very good block. Obviously, it's a corner. Flossie says Dan Byrne is warming up. Corner comes in, headed away by John Stones, I think. It's very tense now. Like, really tense. Norway are obviously just attacking here. Cross straight to Jordan Pickford. $3 minutes of added time to the first half of extra time. But see, to be fair, we had the goal and then the penalty, not penalty. So to be fair, that's probably about right. I mean, oh dear, what have I done there? There we are. I don't know how I did that to myself, but I'm back. I'm smiling there at Luke. We'd all love him on our teams. He's probably one of them we would all love. Saka here. England are attacking. Can England get another one, I wonder? I think Haaland has let his team down today. I think he's been very poor. Bellingham skies that one. He's skied that one, to be fair. Damien says when Haaland goes missing, he really goes missing. Well, he has today. He has today. And as I said, I know he's not Harry Kane. He's not dropping deep and getting involved in the build up or anything. I know he's not that type of striker. But today he basically wasn't on the pitch. He wasn't involved in any of the match. Flossie is agreeing with Damien. Right, so that's the first half of extra time done. You're nearly there, guys. Nearly there. I'm just doing the lineups for the Argentina Switzerland match, guys, while we have this halftime. Can I just say, and this is probably a little bit mean of me, I do kind of hope that that mistake from Nyland makes Sene Lamans feel a bit better. Because Nyland is obviously a much older, much more experienced keeper than Lamans. And it was a still mistake from a very experienced keeper. So I hope something like that would make him feel better. Probably very mean of me, but you know, silver linings, you have to look for them. How does what you call him, Bellingham? Where is he on the list of top scorers for the tournament now? Has he overtaken Messi? Haaland off. Strand Larson on. When you know that you might go to penalties, that's a big decision. That is a big, big, big decision when you know you might be going to penalties. That is crazy. I mean, he's not had a good game, but you've already played him for 105 minutes. Why take him off now? Do you know what I mean? See if he took him off at 60 minutes, 70 minutes, I'm like really intelligent, clever, brave. Taking him off 15 minutes before a potential penalty shootout? What are you thinking, you mental case? Bellingham and Kane have 6 each. So that means Messi's still ahead. I'm sure he is more than that. Luke says the Norway fans don't look happy. Well, I mean, they're losing. That might have something to do with it, to be fair. They are losing. Messi's on 8. I couldn't remember. I knew it was more, but I couldn't remember quite how many. I mean, if he comes on and scores Strand Larson, I tell you what, that would be quite something. Bellingham has grabbed the back of his leg. I don't think it's his hamstring. He's getting up. He just went down like a sack of spuds holding the back of his leg, but I think he's fine. I think it was just awkward. Mbappe's on 8 as well. So are Mbappe and Messi equal then? I tell you what, I actually think England are going to win this, I don't even think you're going to need the penalties. They're trying to come forward here. Oscar Bob. Berga. Over the bar. Over the bar, but no, I wouldn't call it skies. Just over the bar. I still don't know about that Haaland one. If it works, he's a genius. If Strand Larson scores, he's a genius. But if not, he needed to take him off earlier. England are trying to break here. Oh, Jed Spence. He's forced to save, you know. Saka, double save. Double save. John Byrne coming on soon, apparently. According to the commentators, Dan Byrne is on the way. But that was a massive double save. Massive double save. Wasn't a half bad shot from Spence either, you know. Yeah, Gregory saying and Flossie saying Bellingham needs to stay on. Flossie saying she doesn't get it. Dan Byrne for Bellingham. So Tuchel thinks you're not going to penalties, basically. Tuchel thinks you're not going to penalties. Tuchel thinks you're winning this. My commentators are talking about, is Dan Burn 6'6" or 6'7"? Doesn't matter. He's very tall. Irish people just do have a way, don't they? They really do. They really do. But yeah, that's what you're doing. You're closing up shop now. Exactly what Damien says. You're closing up shop. He thinks you've won. He doesn't want to go to penalties. He just wants to sit on this win. And to be honest, this is when you sit in. This is when you defend. This is when I don't mind it because it makes sense. Josh, you're alive! Don't panic, everybody. Josh is alive. He's here. Not to worry, Josh. There's another watch along today. Bellingham's grass still on in his eyebrows, bless him. Shem has countered that by saying, well, they took off Haaland and brought on Strand Larson. That about shows Norway giving up. Oh, you had a date. Oh, do tell us. Do tell us about the date, Josh. Was it good? Did it go well? Was it more exciting than the first 60 minutes of this match? We'll allow it since it was for a date. Guys, are so close. Noosa deflected away. That's going to be a corner. It went well. Good news, Josh. Good news. That's what we like to hear. Okay, Odegaard is out to take the corner for Norway. I nearly said for Arsenal for a minute. I was like, wrong competition. Oscar Bob skied it. All of the players that have made such a massive impact for Norway so far in the competition have really struggled in this match. Oscar Bob, Noosa, Haaland, all the players that have got them this far have struggled to get in the match or to do anything in the match. Bonkers is saying, just keep the ball. I really do feel like you've got it in the bag, guys. Which means if Argentina beats Switzerland, you will play Argentina. Good God. England, Argentina. I'm going to actually have to genuinely hope England beat Argentina. That's actually disgraceful. Norway have let me down here. They've really let me down. All Vox stuff with chicken and chips. It's ridiculous. I now have to hope, right? Norway were my hope. I thought if Norway knock England out, I can just support Norway the whole way. But Norway have let me down, which means I now need Switzerland to beat Argentina, or I'm going to have to hope that England win. And then I just have to hope France. France save me. Pickford come out and got that. He does look like he's hurt himself in the process. Ayer's getting a yellow. I mean, I believe it was an English player. Morgan Rogers took out Jordan Pickford, which is obviously why Ayer is so frustrated, because he's like, well, we didn't foul them. What's the problem? It's the only thing I'm going to be able to cling on to. Oh, France. I'm going to... Lads, this is ridiculous. I'm left with Argentina, England, France. Good God. There will be a second date, says Josh. Very exciting. Reece James has won a throw for England there. If the Swiss knock out Argentina, England have matches go to penalties against them at major championships. Huh? Flag. I heard the whistle. I was like, is it done? Obviously not. It's an offside. Does anyone, right? Somebody give me hope. I've given up on this, right? And you know what's the worst bit? It's the actual worst bit about the whole thing. England actually deserve to win. It's horrific. It's horrific. England actually deserve to win this match. It's worse. Worse than I thought. Does anybody think Switzerland have any chance? Oh, Harry's on the ground. He's got a sore head, bless him. Oh, Harry's sore head. I actually can't stand him, you know. At least with Pickford, he was actually injured. Big baby. Ah. I knew it was an illness because when I went through it today, yesterday, whatever day, whatever lunchtime show I went through it must have been earlier. I knew it was illness for Rice and injury for Guehi, but that would make sense. He's struggling. I'll tell you what, lads, Spencer's been very good since he's come on. He's at the better of Bob. There's a chance. That's all I need to hear, Luke. Let's go, Switzerland. We'll all be on the same side again later, guys. Oh, I haven't turned anything. I haven't turned a single thing. My coat has been the same colour throughout this competition, and it was never England. Xhaka to keep Messi under wraps. And as Damien said, 2 minutes added time to extra time. Xhaka to keep Messi under wraps. Who's the referee? Maybe he'll do a madness and just give Messi a red card for something. Who is it? Let us see. João Pedro Pinheiro. The referee is Portuguese. The referee for Argentina, Switzerland is Portuguese. Maybe he's a Ronaldo fan and he won't like Messi. Maybe we're going to be in luck with this referee. Maybe he'll just do his job properly, but maybe he just won't favour Argentina. That'll feel like a miracle. Someone's on the ground. Dan Byrne and somebody collided. Guys, I'm clinging. I'm clinging to anything here. It's done. England are through. England are through to the next stage of the World Cup. Well done, guys. Well done. Congratulations. Ye did deserve it. Disgusting, but ye did deserve it. So well done, you guys. I'm delighted for ye. I'm not delighted for me, but look, ye are through and it was well deserved. So well done, guys. I'm going to go off because we're going to be back in an hour's time for Argentina, Switzerland, where we're all going to be on the same side again. And yeah, you have an hour to enjoy yourselves and come back to me. Thank you. By the way, special shout out to Daz, and to all boxed up. And of course to Marty, Boffin's friend in the garden. And I will chat to you all very soon, actually. Very, very soon. Smash a like if you forgot to do so. And have a good one. See you soon.